Alright, this is just another impromptu video. I want to just briefly talk about R. Kelly as far as him being arrested over unpaid child support. Um, this is when you know the criminal system, the criminal justice system. This is when you know that it is hard at work as far as working against black men. Uh, for them to say that he is um, lacking or need to pay $150,000 in back child support. I just want to understand as to why in the world they did not go after him years ago. Why would they allow this to wait and to build up and now want to say let's go right ahead and go after him? I just want to remind people to let them know about Miss Fox, who is the Attorney General here. She it is known that she did say that she was sexually assaulted before when she was younger. Now, I'm never going to make fun of that because I completely understand how that is. This lady, I'm sorry, this woman, she has a personal vendetta. So if she could not get this man as far as with the charges, and of course the double jeopardy is attached to it, then she is going to make sure that she could try to get him elsewhere. This is this is the corrupt justice system that our black man is facing. Also, as I have always said, whenever you hear that a first black woman is in some type of government position, she is going to be used in order to railroad our black men. Now, I want to talk about the black females that is going after anybody, any man for child support. I want to remind you, child support is a broke woman's hustle. See, if you had your butt a job and you was actually on your game, you will not be so quick to try to grab a to try to force a man to be on child support. Now, when it comes to black men especially, and there is facts that backs the there are I'm sorry, there is data that backs up how black men are the ones who is more involved in his children's life, then you should know already that that black man is going to make sure that he takes care of his child. But see, the problem is that you bitter flightless birds, you all go after the bummiest, the most scummiest dudes on the planet, and then you want to have the nerve to say, oh, since he is trifling, then I'm going to make sure that I put him on child support, knowing good and goddamn well that he does not have the ability to pay it back. Now, if you felt, going back to the situation with R. Kelly, if you felt that he is not doing his job, why don't you work? I'm not sorry about saying this. You should work and you should have your own money so that you won't have to depend upon that man. Because if he wants to be trifling and want to step out and say, you know what, hey, I'll be in a child's life, but I'm not going to pay child support or whatever the case may be, suck it up and move about your business and being a woman and taking care of yourself and your child. Because see, you have to remember, you the one have allowed a man to go inside of you without protection. Women, we are the gatekeepers. So it is our responsibility to protect ourselves if we do not want unwanted children. If we do not want unwanted children, we will protect ourselves. And women, you need to make sure that you have a child by a man who wants to have a child. Why is this a hard concept for you? Why is this so difficult for you? The minute, and if I hurt somebody's feelings, oh well, let it be. The minute that you put that man on child support after you done broke up with him, you, as far as being independent and strong, you need to throw that out the window. Because see, the first thing that you want to do, especially if you're a trifling female, you are going to put him through child support and you are going to sign yourself up for welfare, or you're going to start doing the new hustle, doing the GoFundMe, or say I need to have this cash app. You know what? You females are very, very trifling, especially you black females. You know, if you want to be a wife, marry, and have children, you have to know how to be a woman. This is why I go back to what I have said in my second video on the roles of a woman. I have actually brought out and pointed out as to what you should do in order to get yourself a good man. This is a pathetic attempt at trying to drag this man and make sure that he faced something and go behind bars. If they could not get him on the so-called sexual abuse, then they're going to try to get him on something else. Our black man is constantly faced against everything. Like Miss Ali said, we as black women do not know what it is like to be a black man in America, because the cards is always stacked against them. And when you bitter bras have a male child, and you know how this system is, you are going to suffer greatly. Now, there's a so-called charge out here that it says that a woman alleges that singer RB had sex with her at a Detroit hotel when she was 13 years old. I'm going to say something. I doubt it. And if he did, that your mother pimped you out. A lot of these bitter bras, they only saw money, and they wanted to get that money the fastest way possible instead of using their brains and trying to make sure that they found themselves a career, not just any job, but a career that was going to take care of herself and her child. Again, you all use what is between your legs in order to get money, to fleece a man, which makes you all trifling, ignorant, and stupid. I don't care if I do. You know, you are beyond a basic broad. You're just a jackass. You're just a jackass. You use that womb of yours as a gold mine. After you have your child, you throw that child on your mother, who's probably 38 years old, and she already had about 5 kids by 4 different niggas. And I'm being nice with it. You raised nothing but a generation of failures. You knew that R. Kelly, again, going back to him, you knew that R. Kelly was dwindling as far as with his finances. And then you want to hold out for a perfect opportunity in order to go after him. Why don't you just work? Why are you females allergic to working? God, you all make me so sick. But you know what? You all provide so much information for people to talk about that it is sickening. This is the reason why that there are new voices of black women who is out here speaking about your trifling asses. It's just pathetic. But this is my little this is what I want to say about it. I knew I wanted it to be brief, but going after him, look, I'm not supporting R. Kelly. I hate pedophiles. I hate pedophiles with a passion. I really indeed do. But this man was acquitted. These females out here, I'm sorry, these mothers and fathers, they don't pimp their daughters to this man with the hopes of getting money. When their money dried up, which should have told you that his money was drying up, you all want to come out and then you want to say something. And with the help of this Me Too movement, which is actually a white feminist movement, which wants to target black men in particular instead of their own white men, they use this in order to go after him. Because if it was not for this movement, he would be continuing to do his concerts and making his albums. He would. Let's be real. If it was not for this Me Too movement, we all know that this man would continue to do what he is doing. No one will be going after him. That doggone attorney general, she would not be going after him as well. She would just do her job and then, of course, collect money on the side, because that's what she was busted for back in 2016, by collecting money from this black woman who is running for mayor here in the city of Chicago. And I'm sorry, anytime you put a woman in charge with a high position like that, everything falls apart. How many of us has ever had a woman as a manager and it was hell? That's the point. All right, this was just it, and I hope everyone have a good night.